If your product works, your product is a lead gen site that produces leads. If your product actually works and you actually are getting leads, you're not just getting a bunch of spam calls and spammy bullshit, right? If it actually works, then listen to this logically. What I've noticed is what we don't pay for, we don't value. I've gotten tons of stuff for free that I know is probably really, really good. I didn't value it. On top of that, what I've noticed personally is the more I pay for something, the more I feel like it's worth, whether it is or not. And so I've bought a lot of digital products over the years, a lot of programs, trainings, how to do Facebook ads, how to go get clients out of Upwork. I've purchased trainings on how to do better SEO. Like everyone that has a program on how to do lead gen, I've purchased it. But here's the deal. The programs and the things that I paid the most for, I bought a program. This wasn't related to rank and rent lead gen, but I bought a program a couple months ago for $10K. The things that I spend the most amount of money on, I value the most. So here's the logic behind this. If your product actually works, if they go and actually go to the jobs, they go and do the estimates, and they're actually good leads, they're going to make money. And so if you're charging $1,000 to this person, that's great. $1,000, $1,000, whatever. In your head, you might think it's a lot. Maybe there's a reason you're choosing $1,000. But what I've noticed is that the more that you charge clients, the more they take it seriously. If you charge your clients $250 per month, which is nothing, to them, the leads are whatever, right? Like, okay, it's $250. I might get to them, I might not. And you guys see this all the time. You hear this all the time when you talk to them. Like, they're like, you say, hey, are you with HomeAdvisor? Yeah, I'm with HomeAdvisor. And you're like, well, what are you paying? I don't know. It's like, they just take it out. It's like $250, it's something like that. And they're like, it's stupid. I just stay on there, but like, I don't really do anything with leads. How many times have you guys heard that? I've heard that a ton of times. But I guarantee you that when you charge them $1,000 or you charge them $1,500, they know exactly how much that you're charging them. And so what happens is that when you charge more money, the leads become more valuable to them because you're taking more money. And so what it does, it's this really cool thing. You charge more money, you make more money, and it forces them, because they're paying more money, to take the leads more seriously. If someone's paying $2K per month for your leads, they're going to make sure that they get those leads get called. They're going to make sure they get those estimates. They're going to make sure they follow up because they're like, yo, I gotta get my money back. And so what it does is this. They take the leads more seriously. They go to the job, they do the estimates, they do a better presentation, they do better follow-up, and they end up closing more deals, which then means they make more money, which then validates that your price really is justifiable. And here's the coolest part is because you charged more money, you now have more money to provide a better service. When you're only charging $250 for a month, it's really hard for me when I've done small deals, $500 deals or whatever. It's really hard for me to justify even getting on the phone with that client because I'm like, dude, I'm not making shit on this guy. I'm not making anything. And so it's really, really tough for me to justify spending any time with them. And so what it ends up being is it's not a good service. Like they can't even get a hold of me because I can't justify it. And so they can't get a hold of me. And then they're like, oh, this guy,
he doesn't even answer my calls.
So then they're turned off and then they don't call the leads. If you don't call the leads, you don't close the leads, and it becomes this negative cycle and nothing gets closed. And then guess what happens? They cancel. But what's crazy is, I swear on my life, it's the weirdest thing. The clients that pay the most amount of money are the easiest clients. It is the weirdest freaking thing. And I know people post stuff about this online and say, you know,
oh, my client that's paying me $100 a month has 1,000 questions, and the one that's paying me $10,000 a month, he never asks it.
And it's true. I've had a client for multiple years now that's paid me between $20,000 and $50,000 a month on the agency side. And that is the easiest freaking client ever for me to deal with. All they do is ask for more business. They're like, dude, can you get me more leads? Can you get me more leads? What about this city? What about that? Like, all they want to do is expand. There's never complaining. There's never bitching. There's never, oh, this one, that one, we're not getting enough. It's like, it's so easy. They're the easiest client of all of them. All of the clients. My highest paying client is that way. And that's because they're paying that much money. They're treating the leads seriously. And because of that, they're actually making more money, which is then validating my price. It sounds crazy. There's no downside to charging more money is what I'm getting at. And similarly for me, what I found is like, I bought a program a couple months ago for a couple grand. I know I bought one like 5 months ago. It was $1,000. I'm like, okay, whatever. It was easy. I'm like, yep, dude, I haven't opened it. I bought another one for a couple grand and I've watched 2 or 3 videos. Okay. But guess what? The $10,000 one, that one stung a little. 10K. You know how much I've used that one? I've watched the shit out of that one. I've done all of it. I've printed off the worksheets. I've gotten involved in the group. Guess what's funny? I paid more money. I've spent more time on it, and I've made over $100,000 from that program. What I'm getting at is, guys, I always say this, there's no downside, because if these leads are good, your client's gonna make infinitely more money. Not infinitely, but they're gonna make a lot more money. So the difference is, like, let's say you're normally charging $1,000, now you're like, no, my minimum is $1,500, period. You gotta go in the right niches still, but instead of being like,
I'm gonna charge $1,000,
bump it up to $1,500 to make that your minimum. And it's interesting what happens, because the cost is negligible. When they look back on it, they're like, it's an extra $500, but those jobs are so big, they're gonna make way more money because they're gonna take your lead seriously. And so the cost is irrelevant. It's the same thing with my stuff. I know that my stuff, you get one deal, you're gonna pay for it. And then if you get two, you double, triple your money. So it's like, the money is irrelevant. So why not charge more money? You charge more money, you can provide a better service. You can be more excited to get clients. You can have more bandwidth, more money to pay people for support, more money to pay salespeople, more money to send out client gifts, more money to do incentives with your clients. Like, there is absolutely no downside. So my challenge to you is this: watch what I'm doing, that's what I'm saying, as always. And I did this with my lead gen business this summer when I really went on a big push. And in August, we did $24,000 in one single month. And the only reason that we were able to do that is because I always said, look, I'm only going into these niches, and I went into niches where I could charge a minimum of $2,000 per month per client, because I just knew if I was going to close all the deals, I need to charge $2,000 a month. And I just made my mind up. And guess what? I have some of the freaking easiest damn clients at $2,000 a month you would ever. In fact, I have one client's paying $5,000 a month. Anyway, so I did this in my lead gen business, and it worked like crazy. And I'm doing it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll push the envelope, because I don't give a shit about losing the deal. I don't care, and you shouldn't either. If you guys are making enough offers, you're listening to what I'm saying, and you're making an offer a day, losing it, I don't give a shit. I'll charge somebody double. Why not? Because guess what? What happens if they say yes? Keep in mind, your shit has to be good. You can't go and charge them double and give them 5 leads. This has to be good shit. As my testimonials grow, I'm more and more convinced of my own shit, and you need to be the exact same with your stuff. And so I have no problem. I'll test stuff out. Why not? Maybe one day I'll jump on the phone, I'll double it. Because guess what? The upside is they say yes, and the downside is they say no, and I lose one deal. I don't give a shit.